a little bit momentum. And when I talked about it on Saturday after the game, the execution point, and this is the process of getting better on defense. Coach Long, and this is frustrating because I get frustrated with our coaches because if our kids don't do something right, then we're not doing a good enough job of teaching it. Because we have enough of talent to be competitive. So if we do something wrong, some of the kids have to take responsibility and make sure that they get better. But if they're not doing it exactly right, that's our fault. We need to coach them better. And the 3rd and 18, Coach Long calls the perfect defense against a screen, and the guy's supposed to cover the back, go ahead and drop some coverage instead of covering the back. Well, we need to teach him better because obviously he didn't do it exactly the way we wanted to. And then we get that opportunity and get back in the game at 27-14. Who knows what's going to happen? But I said it last week. We're a what-if football team, which is really disappointing me. What if we make that play, or what if we don't we don't overthrow Keontae on the touchdown later in the game? Those kind of things we need to execute to have a chance.
All right, you're going up to the Blue, taking on a Boise State team that looks like they figured it out. And even their losses, except for the Utah State loss, they were close losses this year. They won 3 in a row, 4 out of 5. They beat a good Fresno team 40-14. They win on Friday night against Wyoming. You're going up a place that's always tough, and I'm sure you're looking at tape and going, wow, how is that just a 6-4 football team?
Oh, I think Andy's doing a great job. Obviously, it's his first year, and early on in the season, they had an opportunity at Central Florida. They're up by 21 points, and it got away from them. They played really, really well 2 weeks ago at Fresno State. What they did great is they created turnovers, and that was the difference in that game. They got 3 turnovers and got up early on Fresno State, and then Fresno State couldn't get back in the game. And then Wyoming, like you said, they played them really, really well on Friday night, had an opportunity in the 3rd quarter to take the lead, and a turnover killed them there. So, that's the biggest thing in football games right now as you watch around the country. Turnovers are killing people, much like us. And if you don't take it away, which is the biggest thing I've been disappointed on defensively, last year we had 14 turnovers in 7 games. Well, through 9, we've only taken it away 12 times. So we need to be more aggressive and create more turnovers. I think it's a great opportunity to go up there, though, on Saturday evening at 7 o'clock. One, it's a great opportunity to compete. I know our kids will go out there and fight, and they're not scared. And if we can keep from turning the ball over and we can make a few more plays on defense, we'll have a chance to win the game. And if we don't, we'll end up with the same result. But I know that our kids are fighting to get better, and that's the opportunity that we have and the promise that we have. And I'm still excited about being the head football coach at the University of New Mexico and winning a conference championship down the road.
All right, we'll always appreciate the conversation. Good luck up in Boise, safe travels, and we'll catch up with you, if not before, next Monday morning.
Absolutely. I had the radio guys send me your basketball call. I thought you did a great job on Saturday night. It was a tough one for Richard and them, but you can see they're getting better too. There's a lot of good things happening around here. But it was fun listening to you do that stuff. I think you're really good at what you do, Jeff, and I thank you for all that you do for our community. JJ, same thing with you. It was disappointing for Heather and her soccer team, but, man, what you guys do for our athletic department and really for just sports in general in the community is greatly appreciated. Thank you, guys. Go Lobos.
Appreciate you, Danny. Thank you. Danny Gonzalez, the head football coach at the University of New Mexico. The conversation was sponsored by the law offices of Rudy Chavez. Personal care for your legal issues. Call Rudy at 242-5500 today and make your legal problems go away. You can respond to what he said. When we come back, it's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
At Pacific.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs, call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
When looking for the best experience while buying an all-new Kia, Fiesta Kia offers some of the most knowledgeable and friendly Kia specialists in New Mexico. They'll help you find the Kia that will meet all your expectations. Kias have some of the most affordable vehicles for you to choose from, offering extensive options and style for the price. And with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, Kia won't be beat. Come be a part of the Fiesta family today, 7400 Lomas Boulevard Northeast, or start driving now at fiestakia.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures.
Sports Animal.
All right, well, it sounds like Terry Wilson's not playing anymore. And I mean, Danny pretty much said that almost as definitively as you could say it, right?
Yes.
So it's on and 2 games left on the schedule. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in, you can. Anything else pop off that page to you? You know, him saying the defense giving up 20 whatever points is fine, but we're scoring 8.
Yeah, there was a moment in the first half. So if you take away Aaron Dumas in that 63-yard run,
yeah,
they ran 18 plays and averaged 1 yard per play.
Yeah, it's a really, 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 really struggling offense right now. And that's what I was saying earlier. It's not like you're watching them and say, gosh, this next series will be the one they break out, because you just don't see it. And he's stuck in a situation personnel-wise where what are we going to do? The offensive line isn't playing very well. Quarterback is injured and limited. And
Isaiah Chavez right now is a quarterback that they trust. All right, we're running this style of offense. He can execute it. And you sure Danny too. He's dealing with the ankle, so he's unable to get to some places on the perimeter that he wants to get to. And games like that are going to happen right now with this Lobo offense. But if you take a step back, which is really hard to do in the moment, just the frustration of it going, oh, here we go again. What are you trying to pull out of this game? It is the pieces moving forward. I think they have two guys that are going to develop into good wide receivers, Keontae Lanier and Luke Wysong. You got a stable running back. Aaron Dumas is going to be the tried and true. He's going to give you yards. He's always going to be pushing forward. Find some more explosiveness to pair with him. You're going to feel better about it. Offensive line, it's an area that I don't know how you do it, but they need immediate help next year.
Yeah, immediate.
And then if there's a good offensive lineman out there, everyone's going to want him.
That's right.
So that's going to be the challenge because they have to develop the tackle position. So I think if you slide Cade Briggs inside, you got Jang, who's going to take over at center for Kyle Stapley. I think those are two pieces you can feel confident about growing in their position. But Cade Briggs at tackle, he's just going to get beat on the perimeter every time. He's just not quick enough out there. And then defensively, linebackers, there's young playmakers there. But time. And sports fans, we know it's not something that you like. Patience, time, develop. But it's what you have to do with programs like this.
No, it's been a rough football season around here. Lobos lose 34-7. Aggies lost 59-3. So the two Division I FBS schools in the state lost by a combined 93-10 this weekend. It's been a tough run, but it's going to take some time. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good day, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, the biggest problem Saturday was going schizo trying to watch the basketball game and the football game and then seeing if you can peek into the soccer game. And unfortunately, the soccer match was over kind of early, so I was able to then try to split myself in two. And, it is what it is, and I feel for all those kids. And we've been here before with Lobo football, and somebody said, well, how come Utah State is doing so good? Because they hired a coach that had been there, knows everything. He hadn't been gone that long, and Utah State has talent across the board. And they got back into what they do best. And I really think going forward, Rocky tried his first year. Remember, we tried to switch to a West Coast offense, and it just didn't work. We couldn't block it. We couldn't run it. And Rocky won 3 games. And so I think maybe what we've learned from this whole thing is that if you're going to go forward with a spread-type offense, you got to start in some different base offense that gives you more of a chance to win. And I think that base offense is an option-based offense. I remember Dennis Franchione always saying, what's your offense, coach? And he always said multiple, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Multiple just meant that's what he called it because he didn't want to say we run option football.
Okay.
So it is what it is, and I admire and respect every one of those kids that gets out there on the field and competes. And if you watch the Fresno State game closely, in years past, before Coach Long, Coach Gonzalez got here, that would have been 70-7. I mean, they kept Hainer in the whole game, and they were trying to score every chance they got.
I mean, defensively,
they wanted to.
You're okay defensively. Like I don't know that this game's going to get out of hand to 70-7 against this team in a conference game. I just don't see it.
No, and the whole problem is you're in a scheme that you can't block, and then you switch mid-year, and it just has, we haven't gotten the response, and then you got a hobbled quarterback. And so it's every man up, and it's every man pulling together. And, of course they're going to be underdogs in their next 2 games. They've been underdogs every game pretty much this year. But what I'm looking for is improvement. And if you noticed and you watched the game, Radson Jang is now at center, and they moved Kyle Stapley to guard. And when you look at next year, you've got 2 kids, 6'6" and 6'8", I believe. Now, that's more the size that you need for tackles, especially if you're going to do a run-based offense. So, I feel for the team. I feel for Danny, but he warned us, didn't he, about year 2?
Yeah, he did. And it was tough. Look, you had all that momentum coming out of 2 games, and, yeah, he did. So you don't get to waive players. You don't get to cut players. The transfer portal only works at the end of the season, not the middle of the season. And I want to thank Terry Wilson for his hard work and the opportunity that he gave us to try to be better. And that's what you do going forward is you find and I think the quarterback going forward is Isaiah. The team seems to respond to him, and the team seems to play with more
cohesiveness when he's in there. So it's his job, and he just needs to settle down and don't throw the ball the way he did that first one. And he's smarter than that, and he's better than that. And I think he'll show that these next two games.
All right. Thanks, Rudy. Good to hear you.
Sure thing. Bye-bye.
It's frustrating. I mean, that's as Cherry Lynn's a Lobo fan as you get, and it's frustrating. And Danny did kind of warn you, though, didn't he?
He did.
He did kind of warn you going into it. All right. We can turn to some NFL when we get back. How about Mike White, huh? Oh, he's the savior. JJ told you he's not that damn good, remember?
But he thought he was going to be the number 1 overall pick. It's Mike White, baby. It's Mike White.
We got some NFL to get through when we get back. It's the opening drive at 505-246-0610. The demand for security for homes and businesses is increasing around here every day. You add that to some security businesses who are changing the rules for current customers. They're calling Aaron Jones and IPS, and well, IPS needs more officers. So if you're retired law enforcement, former military, or have security experience, IPS is looking for you. And they're looking for you now. You'll be working for a company passionate about stopping crime, protecting homes, businesses, and families, and making Albuquerque a better place to live. Give them a call. The number is 505-897-2420, or go online at ipsglobal.com. You can fill out an application online. You'll get world-class training and protect and serve your community. Also, if you are looking for home security, remember IPS is installing alarm systems now. So IPS will put an alarm system in your home, and if it goes off, they will respond within 5 to 7 minutes. They'll still respond to any alarm system, but if you do not have one, call IPS. They'll set you up for unmatched security. Don't wait to be a victim. Sleep better at night knowing IPS is watching your business. Be confident during the day. They've got eyes on your home when you're not there. 505-897-2420. That's area code 505-897-2420, or visit ipsglobal.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
When looking for the best experience while buying an all-new Kia, Fiesta Kia offers some of the most knowledgeable and friendly Kia specialists in New Mexico. They'll help you find the Kia that will meet all your expectations. Kias have some of the most affordable vehicles for you to choose from, offering extensive options and style for the price. And with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, Kia won't be beat. Come be a part of the Fiesta family today, 7400 Lomas Boulevard Northeast, or start driving now at fiestakia.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of
FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Coming up at 10 o'clock this morning, New Mexico United will introduce their new head coach. It will be Zach Prince. Zach Prince has been first assistant since the beginning of the team's history, and Zach Prince has been promoted. He will be introduced at 10 o'clock as new head coach, technical director for New Mexico United. Your thoughts?
I'm a little surprised by this. So if you're not necessarily happy with some of the results, what had happened this season, finishing a point short of the postseason, you bring the first assistant to the head coaching position. Okay.
So that's what United has done, and he will meet the media coming up at 10 o'clock this morning. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. Observations from the NFL over the weekend. Chiefs are back. Like to me, there was no doubt at some point we were going to see something like that. Pat Mahomes didn't forget how to play football. They played as well defensively as I've seen them play in a while. Mike White is, for crying out loud. That happened. The Browns are in trouble. The Cowboys are really, really good. And so are the New England Patriots. 45-7. They put the pumping on the Cleveland Browns. And as everybody wants to talk about who the best team in the AFC is, and you want to tell me about Tennessee, and you want to tell me about Kansas City, and all those are good answers. Buffalo. People better start paying attention to the New England Patriots. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
What they're doing defensively is really good. What Josh McDaniels has done with that rookie quarterback has been really impressive. There's your rookie of the year, right?
It is. Mac Jones, rookie of the year. And it's a one quarterback we just didn't talk about. He wasn't flashy, but he was a quarterback going to the best situation.
No doubt. Usually the guy who goes latest in the draft goes to the best situation, doesn't he?
Yes.
Guy who goes first goes into the worst. I mean, just kind of how it is. It's a team that's way more ready to go, and that's what we're watching. All right, 505-246-0610. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, guys. I just wanted to talk about my current situation, the current situation with my beloved Raiders. It just breaks my heart. It actually shatters my heart to see such a proud franchise be in the current state that we're in. I mean, I'm glad we got a new stadium, but I've said it all along. You know, being born and raised in the Bay Area and growing up loving Raider football, and to see us be in Vegas where half of the, you know, it's a tourist town, and it's just not the same anymore. The place is not even close to being what the atmosphere was at the Oakland Coliseum. But the one thing that's really that gets me is the fact that we put ourselves in a situation now where having to draft high character guys that necessarily aren't the most talented, because the nightlife is, I mean, I lived in Vegas before, so I know what it's like there, man. It's not a good place for a 22-year-old millionaire. Let me just tell you that right now. And it's just going to continue to cause problems for us. I'm telling you right now, this isn't the first time that, I mean, this Ruggs thing that happened. Yep. And I hate to say it, but, you know, unfortunately, you know, these players are going to get themselves in some bad situations out there. And to see our Mahomes tear up our depleted secondary yesterday, and it's like we basically gave up. You know, I have this love-hate relationship with Derek Carr. I'm to a point now where it's like I think it's time we just need to move on from the guy, you know, and really go a different direction and basically just tear it down completely and to just start over again, which is absolutely horrible. Mayock has been questionable with his draft picks. It's just a disaster, and I'm telling you right now, I can't begin to tell you how it affects my Monday and my work week.
I get it. No, I understand.
Anyway,
I understand
Thank you guys for your time, man.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Glad we could be here to let you vent. When you love your football team, I mean, look, we've sat around with passionate Lobo fans I've been doing this particular show for 13 years, and you know, we talk to Danny Gonzalez or whoever the head coach has been every Monday. We talk to the New Mexico State coach every Tuesday. Hey, Marie, JJ and I, it affects your mood. Do you know how many times? What did we decide? We went through the years. Of all the Mondays we've done it, what was it, like 4 times Lobos and Aggies had both won on the same weekend?
It's very few.
In the last X number of years. And so it affects it does. And, you know, I mean, I've seen you on mornings where the Vikings lose on Mondays and the difference in your mood today after the Vikings win. It affects you quite dramatically, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, being a sports fan.
And Edward, I don't know how Edward's feeling.
I'm mad at Tom Brady for ruining my prop bet.
Well, the Patriots won, and you're mad at Tom Brady because, well, they didn't. Hello, Edward.
I already told Edward.
You know, I know A. Marie gave me an earful when I called in, so thank you for that. Feedback is a gift. It's how you internalize it and process it and react to it. Jeff, I was on my way to Matushi's Saturday, and I heard you on the basketball call. Let me tell you, brother, I'm not trying to gas you up too much. You're exceptional. Like, you're really good. I think even the old football coach echoed those same sentiments. So nicely done, my friend. Very nicely done. And JJ's strong as well. I don't catch all the content you guys do, but that was really well done. The NFL, just when you think you know, you really don't know. But you think you know, but you really don't know. It's kind of like when your wife's mad at you and you don't really know why, but you're like, well, did I do something wrong or what's going on? But you know, the previous call, Paul, he made some valid points. I hope he's still listening. I myself also lived in Vegas in my early 20s off Decatur Boulevard, and it is a recipe for disaster for – I wasn't wealthy back then, but young wealthy guys, it is a recipe for disaster.
Here's the issue. There's always some trouble. There's always something to do, and there's always someone in town. Like I a couple of good buddies there. And you just want to go chill on a Tuesday night. You want to go home, and you've got somebody in town who wants to come down to the Strip and let's do this. And there's always someone there who wants to go.
Well, so is Vegas the reason that Henry Ruggs decided to go 156 miles per hour blasted in a car?
I don't think that's the reason.
No, you're right, JJ. Good point. But to Jeff's point, there's abundance of distractions there, for sure. Just like Miami, they say when people go to Miami, it just gets kind of crazy. But his point on Derek Carr, I really like Derek Carr. I like his beliefs. I think he's mature, but I'm kind of out on him as well, to be honest with you. And it's not entirely his fault. There was 0 blocking last night, but there's just an it factor, and I'm not sure. Maybe only 5 guys in the league have it, however you define it, and it's just not it with him. But the Patriots, winners of 5 of their last 6. And, you know, as football changes, and I mentioned a few weeks ago, those who we thought were good are going to pull back, and those who are kind of struggling are going to pull forward, and the games are going to tighten up, and defenses are going to catch up. And I was telling my friends on our text thread, they're going to make the Browns quit. Then they made the Browns quit early in the third quarter. That you could see the quit in that team. And I'm excited. Having said all that, they'll probably lose to Atlanta on Thursday night, but we'll see how that goes. Tampa, I've said all year, I've seen him play 2 good quarters of football. One against Atlanta, which they hung 50 on, actually 48. Atlanta's terrible, by the way. And they played the Bears, and they had 1 good half of football there. Outside of that, they've been marginal at best. Marginal at best. And yesterday, I guess they have a propensity to lose the backup quarterbacks and not get off the field. But the single most impactful defensive injury this year might be Vita Vea, who they carted off the field at the end of the game. And I thought they were going to come out of the bye week, the Buccaneers, and put things together like last year and win 8 straight. And that was the most uninspired performance I've seen since last
come
week.
on.
With
I mean,
the
you're up
Cowboys
against
and,
Taylor
Denver.
Heineke. You know, when you're up against Taylor Heineke coming off of a bye week too, Washington had a week to prepare, and I mean that was Taylor Heineke on the other side, for crying out loud.
Yeah, you know, and credit to the young guy. I mean, he did a job and he lit him up.
Damn right.
But to not be able to get off the field and give up 30 or whatever points they gave up, it's terrible. And by the way, Woods getting hurt for the Rams, I know they picked up OBJ. Yeah. That is a significant, impactful injury as well, but part of the game, I guess. Anyway, I thought Michigan was going to choke, and they found a way to win at Penn State. But I think the Cincinnati Bearcats, they need Oregon to lose some way, somehow. That's their only hope, I believe.
And Oregon
Thanks
may
for
lose.
taking my call.
All right, see you. Oregon may lose. So they, the Civil War game is not an easy game for them. I think they got Utah twice coming up, right?
Yeah. And here's to the comment on a football team being in Las Vegas. To me, that is kind of a lazy cop-out on it because you had the Henry Ruggs situation.
And that's separate.
And that's not being in Vegas. Are there a lot of things going on? Yes. If it comes out that players aren't showing up to practice or players aren't doing the work they need to be, then yes, because you look. Do hockey players not like to have a nightlife?
Just UNLV players look at their history.
No one said a darn thing about the Golden Knights, and there's a lot going on in Vegas, but I don't look at the city as the problem for that team right now.
All right, so let's be very clear. The city did not cause Henry Ruggs to do what Henry Ruggs did, okay? The city has more distractions for a young, wealthy person than Green Bay does, than maybe even Minneapolis does, although there's a lot in Minneapolis. But there's also a lot to do in L.A., and in New York, and in Chicago, and in Miami. And by the way, if you want to find trouble, you can find it in Minneapolis too. Like it's anywhere, right? When I hear, it's a party school, any school's a party school. Any cities, except for maybe Green Bay, has stuff to get into. Your point's not invalid. There's a lot there. But I will tell you, that's one of the reasons why I think that they should not expand internationally. I've said this. If you want, they should put teams in Mexico City, and they should put teams in England, and they should put team in France. And I'm like, whoa. So you're going to take a kid who's 20, 21 years old, put millions of dollars in his pocket, and send him to a place where he doesn't know the language and the culture. Like, it's hard enough for these young men to mature and grow up, and now you're going to put them in a place a continent away or an ocean away, and somehow this is going to work out well. I think, with all due respect on that, I think the NFL going international is not the great idea that everybody else does, but that's a whole nother conversation that we can have on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
During Lowe's Provember event.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours, with faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Global Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.globalprotectiveservices.com.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including
the Sports Animal.
All right, so Titans win, Eagles win, Vikings. Jumped off the page to you over the weekend. We can talk global basketball as well. We got coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. We'll hear some of what Richard Pitino had to say after the victory. Lobos go tonight. They play Grambling in the Pit. You can listen to that over on News Radio KKOB. 7 o'clock start from University Arena. Robert Portnoy, Hunter Green will have the call from Albertsons Market Radio Row, JJ. It's amazing how that travels everywhere. Wait till you're sitting.
Radio Row just travels.
Have you ever been?
Up
So
and go.
you're making your first trip to Laramie this year?
Yes. First ever trip to Laramie, Wyoming.
Oh, you're going to love it. When do you get to go to Laramie? You know what
I don't know the
like
exact date.
February sometime?
It's going to be cold. But luckily, they play inside.
Yeah, no, they do. They do. So those trips, here's just a suggestion. Hunter kind of told me this one. So there's some trips, when you're the voice and you're radio, you travel on your own. If you can get on the bus so you don't have to make that drive up to Laramie, get on the bus.
That is the plan.
Just a suggestion on that one.
I was going to ask how you get there.
How you get where?
To Wyoming. To that location in
To
Wyoming.
Laramie?
Yeah.
You fly to Denver.
Nice.
Now you can. I have flown into Laramie.
Okay. There's an airport.
There is an airport.
It's a guy. His name's Bob. And he does a really good job of just paving his yard, and you land.
You're not that far off. So I think it was the second time we invited Wyoming to the New Mexico Bowl. I went up there for a press conference. The first time I couldn't get there. Flew to Denver, and the flight to Laramie was canceled. It was a blizzard. The roads were closed, so I couldn't drive up. So I called them. I said, hey, I can't get here. I'm turning around going back. And the newspaper, remember the article in the Cheyenne paper said, where is Jeff Symbieta? That's how it started out. Because then I was in the air when they tried to get me on the phone to do like a phone interview with the local media. And so I couldn't get there. The next time, flew into Denver, and then you're on one of those little puddle jumpers, where every seat's an aisle and a window, and flew in there. And that was the day where I flew in, and it started out, it was 30 below, and they're, it's going to be beautiful today. It's getting up to 5 below. And I'm like, what?
5 below?
And it was clear. But same dude checked me in. He was doing luggage, unloading the plane, fueling the plane.
Bob.
It was at the Laramie Airport when I was going back. Yeah, same dude. All right, we'll hear from Richard Pitino after the Lobos' victory. The Lobos losing Colorado in basketball, 87-76. Getting through the NFL stuff, I got a ton of emails. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Adrian produces on the TV side. He's down at ProView Networks. You can watch us on our Facebook page. Orange Channel 20.5 over the air. A. Marie's got us on the radio side. It's me and BB Juck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. Moody's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're #1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 2-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Bond.
Biggest winners, biggest losers in the NFL. Who you got? I think the big winner was the Chiefs, the Patriots, Titans probably. Biggest losers? I don't know. Are the Steelers losers for tying with the Lions? Browns certainly are at the top of that list. Arizona's got to get their quarterback back. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ
But
Buck.
Cam Newton.
How about Cam?
Winner. He's back.
All right, so you know how I feel about sample sizes of 1. But he told me he's back. He screamed he had to take his hat off to tell me, make sure everybody was able to read his lips. Rip his hat off. I'm back. Was there any doubt that with Christian McCaffrey in that backfield, when Cam took that snap from the 2-yard line, any doubt in anybody's mind in the world what the play call was going to be? Cam's getting in that end zone, right? Opening drive, Jeff, JJ, A. Marie, and Adrian.
And he threw a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
He back.
Him and PJ Walker.
Yep. Him and PJ Walker, no doubt. All right. We're going to hear from Richard Pitino here. Any chance I'm going to switch over to college real quick because Washington fired their football coach. That job is open. Any chance Jay Norvell is back at Nevada next year? I tell you 0. I'm going to be surprised if he's still around to coach a bowl game.
Ooh, I think Jay Norvell, Washington, heats up quickly.
Well, I think if he doesn't get the Washington job, he's going to get the Washington State job. I think he is is impressive. He's terrific. He's turned that program around. I think he's terrific. And then Brent Brennan's name is up for the Washington job as well. West Coast guy. I've seen Kalen DeBoer from Fresno State up for that job. That's a really good job that has had a lot of turnover of late. From Chris Peterson now through what they're going through up there now, and having to fire another coach. And I guess that was really, really ugly from everything that you're hearing with Jimmy Lake at Washington, getting physical with the coach or with a player, and not having the players at all. And so it sounds like that got ugly. But Jay Norvell, I think, is about as hot a West Coast prospect as there is, don't you think?
Absolutely. Feels like the time is now for him.
No, that's
get another opportunity.
Right. All right. If you want to get in on the NFL, you can. If you want to get in on Lobo basketball, and I know the audience changes a lot. So here in the 9 o'clock hour, 87-76, Lobos lose to Colorado. They'll play tonight against Grambling. It's a loss where, JJ, I walked away, and I'm like, wow, okay. I feel better about this team than I did even after the FAU game, and I know they lost. They got to learn how to win. They got to learn how to close. They need consistent play up front. But I sat around and I watched this thing really closely, and I am so impressed, not just with the 2 guards, but with all 3 guards, with Taron Todd included.
Yeah, this team, we look at it, they're going to compete. They're going to be entertaining. I thought Saturday was a very interesting game, and I was surprised initially by Richard Pitino and his reaction to how his team played.
All right, so this is, and this will be the reaction that I think you're surprised to. This is on the post-game show after the game Saturday, and this is I was with Hunter Green. This was I think this was the first thing that he said to us right after the game.
Nothing to do with foul trouble. It had nothing to do with rebounding. We didn't have everybody fighting to get a win. I've never seen a group that won 6 games last year. We're down 2. We're down 3. And it's just, they've never tasted it. You know, they don't understand how to win just yet. Really, really, really embarrassed. Not by really how we played, because we were neck and neck on the road. But it just when things don't go our way, we don't have the mental and physical toughness to fight through it. And it's going to take time to build that.
All right, so you were surprised by that. I was surprised that was his initial statement. I kind of posed the question. You had foul trouble. You get out-rebounded by 20. But here you were down by 1 possession inside of 2 minutes to go against a good Pac-12 team on the road.
Yeah, and when he was embarrassed by it, was it moments that it felt his team wasn't connected in what they need to be doing communication-wise? Was someone having their head down in their feelings when they should have just been grinding and pushing forward? Because you take a step back, you're like, hey, that's a good performance. You're right there. You have a chance to win a game at the end. But according to Richard Pitino, it feels like it's a missed opportunity for his team.
Yeah. So we asked him a little bit about what do you mean? How do you learn how to win? You've got a new group of players who there's 9 new players. They haven't won together. So what does that mean, learning how to win?
It takes time. And, if they'll trust me, I'm not saying I'm John Wooden by any means, but I've won some games. I know what it looks like. I've been around it. If they'll believe in the coaching staff, we've got great experience. And learn from this. Yeah. This is why you play these type of games, because we know we could have beat them, but we got in our own heads. Whether it's somebody missed you on a pass, whether you didn't like a ref's call, whatever it is, really was very, very embarrassing, and they got to grow up and they got to learn from it.
You okay with him using embarrassing twice? Because to me, sitting on the outside, okay, there's nothing embarrassing about what they did. Now he's embarrassed by some of the effort and some of the guys that he feels aren't pulling on the same end of the rope, and so I understand that from his perspective. As a Lobo fan, do you think people were embarrassed? Because I don't. I think people were probably, while not satisfied,
They were
pleased.
I think pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
By the performance. I think there was a lot of cautious optimism going in, going, all right, well, we believe in Jalen House. We know Jamal Mashburn can play. Maybe that will give us a chance against Colorado. And the feelings you got from seeing just the reaction to social media posts, the way that people are talking about Lobo basketball, they were pleased with the effort, how close that game was. But that is also the difference of being on the outside versus the inside, of knowing
no doubt
what is exactly happening. The guys that aren't doing what they supposed to be, whether it's the defensive sets, the offense, seeing the reaction in the huddle, or the communication that is lacking because someone isn't all in.
All right, so Hunter asked you, Richard Pitino, so what does the team need to learn from this loss on Saturday?
I think that if, there's a definition about toughness, and everybody thinks physical toughness. Toughness is about making the next right play, and our guys don't have that yet. When something bad happens, we just want to stop. Things are going to happen. Yeah. The refs are going to call a foul you don't like. You're going to turn the ball over. Things are going to happen. But I think the more experience we get, we're going to understand that, and it takes time. I mean, I look at myself, this is year 10 of being a head coach. I'm a lot better now than I was year 1, and that's experience.
Make sense to you?
It does.
Yeah. I think what he's saying is, a couple of these kids are selfish, or and I heard him say at one point to him, he said, there's selfish play. It doesn't mean you're selfish, but there can be some selfish play. I think he feels that, if they were all in on this thing together, they could have won that game, and they were in a position to win that game. And this is him saying that basically, let's understand what Saturday was all about. This what
I mean,
was. Go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, we need to understand what this was, and we need to understand that we had a Pac-12 team, a really good program. We had them on the ropes in their building. And I don't want to say we beat ourselves, because you got to give Colorado credit. They made plays. But we really tried hard to beat ourselves. Great learning experience. If you don't figure it out, probably not the right place for you. But I think it's clear we have the talent to do some special things. We got to get everybody pulling in the right direction.
All right. Lastly, were there some good things? And what did you look at? There were some good things that are going to come out of this game. A game again. Yeah, you lost by 11. The final score doesn't tell the story. You were within one possession inside of 2 minutes.
We're doing a lot of good things. Listen, it's a second game, with a bunch of new guys in a program that has stability. We don't have that yet. Great learning experience, and either you learn from it or you don't. But hopefully our guys can see it and keep moving forward.
Okay, and that was the one where, the last thing he said was kind of where I thought he would be at the beginning. Now, obviously he was there, and so he had a point to make. Every coach in postgame has a point to get across. I don't care what your sport is. Everybody's kind of got a theme that they want to get across. And so his main message was, man, I'm embarrassed. We got a couple guys who aren't.
He felt it was a missed opportunity. His team had a chance to win a huge game on the road, just their second regular season game together, and he didn't feel his guys were all in.
All right, but at the end, it's kind of, I think, where most Lobo fan is, right? That they were doing some good things, he said. It's our second game. There's talent there. And I think the last thing he said there is where I think the majority of Lobo fan is.
I do agree with that.
All right. They move forward. You got Grambling today, a Montana State team on Saturday, and I know you don't want to hear this, and you don't want to believe this. A Montana State team on Saturday in the Pit that is so much better than you think they are. It's a Montana State team that was in that same building Lobos were in Saturday. They were there on Tuesday, and they took Colorado to overtime and should have beat them. That's a good Montana State team that's coming in, veteran team, and then you go to Vegas, and you play the 2 games in that tournament there. So you got an interesting stretch coming up, and then it's Aggies and UTEP and all kinds of stuff. So you got a really, really interesting stretch coming up. But you come out of that, and bottom line to you is what?
That this team is going to compete, that they do have a lot of work to do, because it's something that you do notice. The personalities are strong. Can they get them all on the same page? And that X factor that you brought up, the player we're looking at, Jalen Tovar, is he going to buy in to being a post basketball player? Because he can really help this team. If he does the dirty work on defense, he crashes the glass, then he's going to get that freedom offensively to create, because he's a good shooter. He can space the floor. When you spread the floor out, you want a guy like that in the perimeter. But is he going to help bridge that gap inside defensively?
All right, phones are ringing, and we'll get to them when we get back. 505-246-0610. It is the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome Show.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
Hi, my name is Adrian Chavez Sr., proud owner, operator of Lobo Protective Services. We are also a proud member of ProView Networks, as well as so excited that New Mexico Youth Sports is back. In order to join our team, please join us at www.loboprotectiveservices.com.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
CarCrafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done.
To you now. Emails are coming in big at jeff@sportsanimalabq.com, jj at sportsanimalabq.com. I'll get through as many as we can. Marty, good morning. Thanks for holding. How are you?
Hey, guys, listening to the coach, I think there's a difference between the football program and the basketball program when you say the work in progress. I think the football program, obviously, they still have a lot to do when it comes to work in progress. I think, they really have to build that offensive line and the defensive lines. I think they're undersized for the Collegiate One level. They have to get more physical, and I think that's why the offense hasn't taken off. Can't, certainly Isaiah gave a different dynamic, but they've caught on to that because all you have to do is attack the line of scrimmage. But the basketball program, I think the work in progress is not as – the gap isn't as big as we think when it comes to the football program. I think the gap is much, much larger. I think the basketball program can get fat fairly quick. I think a lot of it is just understanding each other, understanding what style they're going to finally, kind of fit into, and I think they have time to figure all that out this year. And I really like what the coach said in that it wasn't just coach speak. I think there was also some challenges there because he kind of mentioned that, if you don't fit into this, then, you need to find somewhere else. So I like that. I like that message in that this is who we are. This is what we're going to do. I'm not here to waste my time. I like that. Where I think with Coach Gonzalez, this is not a dig on him. I think he says all the right things, but I haven't heard a message yet. He says all the right things. I haven't heard a message yet. I haven't heard a finality to it yet. So I think that's the big difference. And really quick on the NFL, I know it's two topics, but I tell you guys, things change every week. You're, on top of the world one week, and all of a sudden you fall, and, everybody has bad weeks. Tom's had a couple. Not the same team, obviously, the Bucks. We'll see how the Rams do tonight. I'm really interested to see how they mesh with Beck. I think OBJ, to me, has been one of the most overrated players in probably in NFL history. But maybe he finds his home, Maybe he does. Who knows? We'll see. But that NFC is sure interesting. And I think the Chiefs, obviously, are peaking at the right time. Huge game this Sunday for both Cowboys and the Chiefs. I think that'll tell a lot about each team. Now, is it the end all for Dallas if they lose? No, you just gotta. But is it for the Chiefs? Maybe they go the other direction. Who knows? So every week's different. Every week tells you a different story, but it's good stuff.
It's truth. Thanks, Marty. It was Marty who first said it's a week-to-week league.
It is.
On the coaching thing, look, it is inarguable that you can turn a basketball program around quicker than football. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Inarguable.
At least 22 guys on the same page, and you can get two good ones to be competitive in basketball.
Yeah. And they got 9, a whole new basketball team, essentially. You can't turn over, more than half of your basketball or your football roster. You just can't. And that's the difference. Now, he's saying I'm hearing difference in messages. Okay. I don't know that this football coach is ready to chastise and blow up and question. He's not questioning the effort of his team. He says his team's still fighting. It's a personnel thing. Okay, and I buy that.
I do. It's two completely different things because because basketball has expectations right now, and so you're getting that from Richard Pitino. Danny Gonzalez comes on this morning and starts blasting guys off like our quarterbacks aren't on the same page, this or that. Like that time frame is much longer and would make no sense to do that in that regard versus what you can do with the basketball team.
Don, good morning. How are you,
Good
Don?
morning, Jeff. JJ, doing good, doing good. I really like Coach Gonzalez. I've met him, talked with him several times, and I'm not sure what that means. He's not saying the right, or he's saying the right things, but I haven't heard a message. Not sure what that means. But if you guys have met the man, he's a stand-up individual. He has very high standards. His first head coaching job, and we've never been able to compare the UNM football program to the basketball program, have we? I mean, maybe in the Rocky years.
Well, in what way?
I'm not sure.
As far as
in success, as far as success goes,
There's been times where basketball or football was as successful, if not more, than basketball. But you can't. There's JJ's point is so absolutely right. You can turn a basketball program around quicker with the addition of 2 or 3 guys. You can't do that in football.
Exactly. That's why you're comparing apples to oranges, Give Coach G a time. He's going to get us there. We're talking about the offensive line not being sized. He just got a commitment from a kid from Rio that is like 6'5", 6'6", 325. Yep. And this kid's like 17, 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? So give him a chance. Coach is going to get it done. We just got to give him some time. Now, the basketball program, like JJ says, he's spot on. You've got less numbers to deal with there, so one player can have a huge impact, a la Mr. House that's tearing it up. He's incredible, So give football a chance. The other thing I was going to say is I went to the first game in the pit, and I noticed that there was a player, and I don't know if you guys have touched on this, but I heard Coach say that if we could get everybody pulling in the same direction, things would be a little bit better. But there was a player on the floor in that first game, in the first half, where Jalen House was trying to pull the 5 guys on the floor together at the free throw line the way that they do, and this player wouldn't have anything to do with it. He just was real standoffish, and so I think that's the player Coach is talking about. I'm not sure. But hopefully he gets these guys pulling in the same direction. But I like what he said. Hey, if you're not going to pull in this direction,
not the place
then
for you.
You can pull by yourself. Mm-hmm. Hey, guys, enjoy the show. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he said it's not the place for you. And that's okay. Look, we've heard coaches say that before, and this is how it's going to be. We're going to do it my way. We're going to do it culture-wise. I spent a little time around the team this week on this trip. And I would tell you, I think the majority of those guys are pulling in the right direction. I think, look, you're 2 games in. You're 1-1. There hasn't been a lot. And Richard Pitino said this to me in the pregame conversation we had before Saturday's game. He said they haven't had any adversity yet. There's been no adversity. How are they going to deal with it? And now, I know, adversity is losing a game. And the coach somewhat calling out, although not by name. And I'm sure that player or players have been addressed individually behind closed doors. But he's calling out the effort. And now they got a little adversity. So how are they going to come back? It's going to be up to the player or players who are the subject of his consternation to either figure it out or not figure it out. And that I got to believe that'll settle itself here pretty quickly, right? You're either going to get it or you're not, and you may not be here. And then let him get some bodies back. Is Valdir Manuel going to come back? Is he a great player? No, but he can give you some quality minutes. Saquon hopefully comes back sooner than later, and is able to give you, because I think he's got some size and length to him. I think Emmanuel Quach can give you some minutes when he gets back from his knee issue. He's bouncy enough. He can defend. He can get you some rebounds. They got out-rebounded by 20 the other night, 15 in the first night. So they've been out-rebounded by 35 in 2 games. They need some bodies. And a lot of it, and you've heard everybody who's ever been a great rebounder tell you, what is rebounding? It's not physical. It's toughness. It's mental. It's attitude. It's wanted. And so my gut tells me, not even my gut, just sitting around and watching this, that this coach is going to get it figured out, and the player or players who he was addressing are going to get the message or they're not, and one way or another they're going to be dealt with here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so this is one where initially I was surprised to see that, but I think it also shows Richard Pitino thinks this team can be good right away and compete on a night in and night out basis. And you're sending that message in game 2. I think a lot of Lobo fans actually love to hear that. There's a lot of people listening to that this morning, or if they heard it on Saturday, going, yeah, let's go. The expectations are back. We're not waiting around to see, all right, let's develop this or develop that. they feel like this could be one of those moments that your development goes hand in hand with actually competing in year one. Now, is that for a conference title? I don't think they're that good, but I think you look at this team, they played it, and I'll take out last year, because last year was just impossible for Louisville basketball. But the year before that, they played this game, they probably lose it by like 20 points.
Yeah, I think there's probably a lot to that. I think that's right. I think that's right. All right, I'm going to get you a bunch of emails. When we come back, Aggies won a big game on Saturday night. They beat UTEP. They are 2-0, and I think that's a big game for them. So we'll get into what they did as well. Off to a 2-0 start and getting that victory, that was a pretty big game for them. All in Autographs is a wonderful spot. All in Autographs I tell you about all the time because they are Albuquerque's premier sports memorabilia and collectible destination. Right now, All in Autographs at 2225 Wyoming Northeast is having their red and green sale. That means there's items throughout the store with red and green stickers on them. They're 20 to 40% off. Go get your holiday shopping started. I want to say continued, but I'm going to guess most of us haven't started. Go get started. You will find something there. You will find something really cool, something that you want, something that's really, really, really cool, and you're probably going to want something for yourself. Tell them you heard it from me. Tell them Jeff told you about it on the radio, or use my code Jeff959. $50 off of an item of $200 or more. And right now, all framed jerseys in the store are discounted 20%. Go buy All in Autographs. It is a museum. Check out online first. Go to allinautographs.com. Look around, bounce around. Then if you want to call them, 505-504-7575. Or go to All in Autographs at 2225 Wyoming Northeast. It's just south of Manal in the Hoffman Town Center. They got a JSA, James Spence Authentications, is in town this weekend. So if you get an item, if you want to know what an item is valued at, you got something, and I hear all the time, I'm going to take this in. Now is the week. Get it there by the 18th. And then this weekend, they'll have JSA look at it, and you'll know what it's worth. All in Autographs. It is all that. It's at 2225 Wyoming Northeast, just south of Manal. Go visit them. Get something really cool. Remembering the greats and celebrating legacies through autographs, sports, music, entertainment, and history memorabilia. That is All in Autographs.
Telling
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Dreaming about that brand new Subaru? You know which one you want, but have you been able to really drive one yet? Whether you're online at fiestasubaru.com or ready to get out and drive the real thing, our Subarus are sanitized and ready to drive. There's never been a better time to fall in love with your new Subaru. So get driving now at Fiesta Subaru on Lomas or online at fiestasubaru.com to schedule your real test drive.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Sports Animal.
All right, open for you the rest of the way. I'm going to get some of these emails that you've been sending. Probably should check the text line, too, don't you think? I'm sure there's wonderful things there. What?
Mondays. Overreaction Mondays.
It's the hate line.
That's
but
the hate line.
I'll go there. Yeah, I'll go there, too. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. All right, your emails have been coming in, since yesterday, basically. But I'll hit them. All right, common thread, says Richard, between the struggles of Lobo football and New Mexico State. This weekend I saw the Sundancers. And like the Chaparrals, they look young. When New Mexico shut down last year, I wonder if the veterans that had the opportunity to cheer elsewhere hit the transfer portal, and the local squads are scrambling to fill holes with freshmen and sophomores that had been limited to the scout team until this season. So he's blaming it on the cheer squads and dance teams.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you not get that?
I got it.
Now you got it. Lobo Hobo says, Frank, 2 of the Lobos' 3 football wins were against clubs who lost by a combined 103-6 this weekend. Is this a record for margin of loss opponents Lobo football has beaten, Frank? Boy, get Elias on that. I mean, is that above Frank's pay grade? Ooh, that sounds like it's got to be an Elias thing. That's good work by you, though, Lobo Hobo, to figure that out. Rough weekend for Mean Machine, Jeff. Lobo fans were ripping into Mean Machine. You told us we had all these quarterbacks. You asked where the snaps were going to come from. And now we got team managers suiting up. Wow. In my defense, I didn't have a crystal ball that told me Tavaka was still going to be hurt a year plus after the Hawaii game. And where is Hughes, a former starter? Did Terry Wilson ever miss a game until this season? And why would you convert a guy to wide receiver to get hurt, knowing Lobo football's injury at the quarterback position from Mean Machine? Yeah, that's what they did. We're going to convert you to wide receiver so you can get hurt.
Because I obviously didn't believe in him as a quarterback.
And they wanted to get him the ball.
Playing quarterback.
Yeah. And they wanted him to become a playmaker. I always love those preseason. Where all the snaps coming from? Where how many basketballs are there, Jeff? There's not enough balls to go around for the playing time, and then we hit mid-season. It's always, well, who's going to score, Jeff? Who's going to play quarterback? You never have too many. You just don't. It always seems to work itself out, doesn't it? And quarterback in this program it's been tough. Rod said the ultimate bounce-back game for the Aztecs, Jefferson, sandwiched between Nevada and Boise State is a trip to Wayne Newton on short rest. UNLV suddenly looks nice. And ooh la la, look at that post time for that game. How'd you like to be a guy stuck doing post-game for that show? Is it Friday night late? Aztecs and UNLV? I didn't look. It's got to be what it is, though. It's got to be like super, super late guy. And then somebody's got to do the call-in show. JJ?
Yeah.
Go to the Downs Casino. And you'll be the only guy there. You're the guy sweeping it up. Omar's in on Dallas. Dallas Cowboys. Jeff, after a couple of disappointing weekends, NFL's dynasty in its infancy once again established itself as favorites to make it to the finals. Cowboys favorite to make it to the Super Bowl out of the NFC?
I don't have them as my personal favorites right now.
Okay. Hey, Marie?
I can see them going far.
They're good.
They are good.
And
Could
now
you imagine like a Packers Cowboys NFC Championship? I was thinking about that this morning.
I can't imagine that. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking this morning.
No, I absolutely can't imagine that.
A little rematch.
I mean, what they're doing, they're playing defense too. I mean, they shut down an Atlanta team that's not good, but I think they're pedestrian. I think they got a veteran quarterback who was good. They were getting good performances.
Anytime you don't give up a touchdown in the NFL, it's a pretty good day.
I 100%. 100% right. So, yes. Third string, says Dan, Jeffrey E. Anamaria. Last week was Trulio, and that was ugly. Saturday, Juan Jose was at the mic, and it was even worse. If Lobo football can bring a retired quarterback out of storage and have them up and some desperate fans trying to put them in the game, it's time to bring a Stig Nation back to the pregame show. It's your fault. They want Stig on the pregame show.
You call Stig and see if he wants to do it. See what kind of response you get.
It's so right. Stig, we're going to lefty. All right, JJ, give me the ball. Stig, you're on the pregame show this week. Can we bring back the call-in show too? Post-game call. Gosh, can you imagine that you were doing that right now? That'd be
imagine because I did it.
Yeah,
and it was like this.
And it was like this. Yeah, I guess you can imagine. Yeah, I guess you don't have to imagine. Yeah, I freaking did it. Do you remember? That was me. I remember. I was that dude. Yeah. Maurice said, "What happened here, Jeff? Saturday was the busiest day of all days, so I only had time to watch the first few minutes, and NMSU looked like they belonged. It was 7-3 when I left the house. They were playing Alabama. Then when I checked the score on that phone thingy, a half hour later, it was 49-3 WTH. Then I got home in time for the other mess. How could you regress from winning 49-39 last year to 34-7 loss in one season?" Well, I think we've kind of been over that. But, I mean, that was the same two programs that were on the field. That was a big difference. Lars says, moving your game, Jeff. Instead of being in Boulder, I bet you wish you're playing a bowl game in University Stadium last weekend. I was walking around Saturday morning in shorts and a T-shirt. No, I need the 4 more weeks. I'm not ready to go yet. John, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, John.
Hi, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
I wanted to beat Terry, and since Terry is a KU fan, my son and daughter and their spouses all graduated from KU, and I wanted to give a shout-out to Terry because the KU went into Austin and beat Texas.
Been waiting for this game for 70 years? But it was since the 50s or something?
Yeah, they've only beaten them 3 times in their history. Yeah. And they went for a gutsy call on overtime 2-point conversion and got it.
Yep.
And then Dorrance Armstrong for the Dallas Cowboys, who went to KU, had a strip sack, but Atlanta recovered the fumble. Then he blocked a punt that went for a touchdown. So I wanted to give a shout-out to Terry because I know he's a KU person just like I am because of my kids. And then my son, I've told you this before, he's a basketball coach at high school in Colorado.
Yeah.
And Denver, he took his son, my grandson, they went and saw the Lobos play Colorado. And I heard Rick Pitino say it wasn't this, it wasn't that, and included it wasn't rebounding. Well, my son called me after the game and said, "Dad, they got some really good guards. Their bigs are questionable, and they got smoked on the glass.
Rebounded by 20.
Rebounding, they would have done a lot better." I know it doesn't take a genius to say that, but my son's a basketball coach, and I take what he says, as gold because I trust him. And it's you got to rebound. It's part of the game. So,
yeah, I don't think Patino's down.
Yeah,
John, I don't think Patino's downplaying that. I think his message was in the quote that you just heard. The question was, about rebounding and about foul trouble, and I think his point was that's not why we lost the game. He said we lost it, and then he went into his thing. He realizes they got to rebound.
That was the first thing my son said.
Yeah.
They got cleaned on the glass.
They did by 20.
Ridiculous.
They got beat by 20 on the boards. Yeah, and at halftime it was only a disparity of I want to say 5. I got the halftime stats somewhere right here. At halftime,
it wasn't that bad.
It was 23-19. So they were only out rebounded by 4 at halftime. They got out rebounded the second half by 16.
Yeah, that's what my son said. He said it was brutal, Dad. He goes, my son lost a big, he plays football, and he goes, I don't know what I'm going to do with my team because our big is just not going to play. He doesn't want to play basketball this year. So you got to come up with creative ways to, box out whatever. You got to hit the glass. It's part of the game.
Yep, that it is. All right, man.
Okay.
Thanks,
All
John.
right, thank you.
See ya. John called at 505-246-0610. Yeah, they got a rebound. I mean, and I don't think Patino was saying no. That's not an issue. He had a point to get across.
He did. He said it was kind of one of those ones like, despite those deficiencies, we had a chance to win this game if.
Yeah. Sid says, sounded good, Mr. Symbieta. Unfortunately, the 610 signal petered out at 5 p.m., so I only got to listen to the first half with you and Mr. Green. Could have gone to the FM. Could have gone to the app. Could have gone. There's a lot of. Sid, you got this. I know you got it because you sent me emails. You got this internet thingy. I got a Jason email in the rivalry when we get back as well. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
I prefer to do stuff online. I can find things much quicker, do the research I need, and have it shipped or waiting for me to pick up. The Shop by Payments option was perfect for me. I got online, clicked on Shop by Payments, put in my down payment and monthly budget, and the guessing was done. From laptop, I was able to nail down the bike I wanted, add a few customizations, and get an estimate on my trade-in.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors.
United has a new head coach, technical director. Zach Prince been promoted from first assistant to head coach. He'll meet the media here in about 13 minutes or so. And you're a little bit surprised by that.
A little bit. Zach Prince has played a big role in this. He gets a ton of credit. He does a great job with their set pieces, works with the academy, developing the young talent. It's just interesting to kind of hear Troy say that, he felt like he had some unfinished business, but this was the time for him to move on, and then they go to the first assistant. So, and take a step back and you're just trying to piece it all together. It feels like one where, and maybe there's a little frustration, but obviously they weren't too disappointed with the current group and product, because if you go to the first assistant, you're going to get some new ideas and a little bit different look, but it's still going to be part of what got you to this point in the way you looked in the first 3 seasons.
All right, so he'll meet the media here coming up in a little bit. Jason sent me this on the I-10 rivalry. Good morning, OD in the AM. Well, Jason picked up the sled, traveled down I-25 for Saturday night game, which Jason thought was a Friday night affair. Thank you for heads up, guys, as I was driving past Los Lunas on Friday. However, the consolation prize was taken in a 6A upset as the Cruces Bulldogs did what they always do. Be the best program in Cruces. Too bad it'll come to an end when they play the best program in the state this coming weekend. How does the number one team play a road game? That logic brought to you by minds that believe the program that has a history as storied as Weber State should receive $61 million to house participant ribbons and memories of March mediocrity. Well, it's a monument to mediocrity, a.k.a. the Pit, but I digress. Saturday night was a scene in the Pan Am. It was rocking. The Aggies showed off their deep bench, sticky defense, and timely scoring to beat Team Sunkist. It was the first time I've seen the Aggies live in 700 or so days. Aggies are a much bigger squad this year. Stark difference in size, guard play, and toughness on this team. UTEP is a nice squad. They're going to make noise in their conference, a conference of both powers like FAU, whom Lobo fan touted as the second coming of the 89 running Rebels. In all seriousness, Joe Golding, UTEP's coach, is going to be in the NCAA tournament before Coach Junior. He has those guys playing defense, playing hard, and grinding. I was impressed. The rivalry is back. Crimsonally, Jason. P.S. Lobo fan is seriously applauding a loss, reading comments, to a mid-tier Pac-12 program who lost their best player, McKinley Wright, and was stretched to overtime by Montana State, who was picked to finish third in the rugged Big Sky. Wow, what's next? Court storming after a 5-point loss at home to a ranked team? Sounds like it's moving in that direction. Lobo fan did storm the court after an NIT victory. Just saying. Still funny. Jason. Okay. Jason's feeling
correct,
good.
Jason. They've hit rock bottom. You have watched this basketball room. You saw what they're coming off of last season.
His team's 2-0. He's feeling
Moral
pretty
victories are a thing for Lobo basketball fans.
There is no doubt. There is no doubt. Hoser, good morning.
Good morning, guys. A couple of thoughts on Coach Pitino's comments. You know, what seemed to us like, oh, this is pretty good. We can live with it. From what I hear from him is like, man, it sounds like his standards are just a little bit higher. You know, what we thought that was good, I think he's kind of pushing that bar and setting that bar standard. So he's a lot a lot similar like Coach Gonzalez. As far as their drive to be as good as you can be, and for me, I like it. It's kind of surprising words. I think JJ said pleasantly surprised. So you're like, whoa, But I don't know. I like it. I think he's got the team in the right direction.
Right on. I think so too. Thanks, Hoser.
You got it, man.
See you, Terry. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning to you all. Glad to hear John and his nice shout-out. It just reminded me how little things can be nice. It was 10 years ago, and my son, I think he played 78 plays on the D-line down there at UT, and KU only got 2 first downs the whole game, and they were just crushed, and that went on. But you got to remember, 4 or 5 years ago, KU got Coach Strong released, because, of course, they fired him after he lost to KU, so I don't know how long currently they will be. But I admit I'm a little petty, so good luck, OU and UT in the Southeast Conference. You got Vanderbilt to look forward to and all that, but it was a little cheery just to watch the stands and see the UT crowd and all their burnt orange just look like a Norman Rockwell painting as the game ended. And to the walk-on tight end who caught the 2-point conversion, memories forever. That's sometimes what sports can be all about. So on that, you guys have a good day. I'll go back to my bottle of bourbon, and you guys take care. Bye-bye.
Enjoy it. I mean, it is 9:53. It's time he's overdue.
Let's go, Monday.
I'm glad he's going back. They were a 31-point underdog was Kansas. They broke a 13-year 56-game Big 12 road losing streak with their first ever win at Texas. I don't know. I mean, all the meat that's on that bone right there, all the just the content. It's the largest spread upset in the history of the Big 12. 31. This is a team that's too good for the Big 12, by the way. Texas is way too good for them. It breaks they hadn't won a road game in conference, had Kansas, in 13 years, spanning 56 games, and they had never won at Texas.
Jeez.
I mean, that's something now.
That is something.
Sometimes we sit around and we talk about hyperbole and what a big upset is, whatever. What it means, like Kansas, those last 2 callers, they've never had this feeling. They've never got to feel this, and they may never get to feel it again, by the way. Kansas damn near beat Oklahoma, who lost to Baylor the other day. I watched that game, and I was like, dang, Kansas looks good. I remember watching that on the plane, and I'm watching this whole first half and into the late third quarter. I thought Kansas was going to win. And then they win at Texas. I feel for Sark, and I do think Sark will get it turned around if he's able to survive this. But to your point, you turn off all your notifications.
Oh.
Like, you just leave your phone at home today?
Yeah, you don't. You just got to, wait, we have a press conference at what time? Okay. This is going to stink.
Well, and this is where everybody's just going to come out to kill you. Because people love that mess. Thanks to Danny Gonzalez. He was with us today. Global football coach. Tomorrow, Doug Martin. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd after that. ABQ Central has the afternoon drive today. Rams, Niners.
Let's ram it tomorrow.
Let's ram it tomorrow. Rams, Niners, Monday Night Football. Trulio's after that. We'll come back tomorrow morning, start at 7 a.m. with award-winning radio for you. Adrian, nice work. Good to see you today. Hey, Marie, short weeker.
Short weeker.
Enjoy the day. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
Federal Credit.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
There goes Manzano. He's got nothing but green. Oh, and a touchdown-saving tackle by Angel Chavarria.
Academy searching for Babinski in the front. Babinski will keep her footing. She'll come back inside. Trying to get it. Here's the shot opportunity, and Academy scores to start this game. That's just a backbreaker when you're 1 yard from it. Turtle Morales is going to Cruz Garcia. Intercepted! Running up to make that play, it's Jesse Ramirez. Ramirez bouncing off a couple of guys. Gets through and finally taken down by Raymond Ivey.
No one has that problem in the city. To be so stacked at wide receiver that you're going to move one of your receivers to running back. There's Robertson. He scoops it up at the 7. He crosses the 20. He'll get to the 30. A lot of room for Robertson. He's got some speed. He's going to have to beat the kicker, and that is all. And the kicker can't get to him. He's stumbling up, and he is pushed out of bounds at the 2-yard line. There is the deep ball. The receiver was open for a moment, but then it's a pick for the people's champ, Nathan Lopez. He came out of nowhere to make that interception. Bell is going to get tripped up. He's still up on his feet. Bell rolling to his right. He's going to throw down the field to a wide open man at midfield. What a catch there.
What a play.
And it's Exodus Ayers in a lot of space. Ayers gets across the 40, cuts back up at the 30. He's dancing. Now he'll turn on the Jets. Ayers is going to spin into the end zone. Mr. Cool himself. How smooth of a route was that at the end there, huh? He just keeps serving these kids. And he's
right. On stop, so he's chunking it down the field.
He's got all day into double coverage. It's caught! Oh, he picked it out of the air. What a catch by Trujillo. Oh.